So one way to transcend cognitive dissonance is to transcend geometrical dissonance. What you seen there was considered the most perfect hexagon, and it is the most perfect hexagon because all rows of 3 cubes, rows of 4 cubes, and all rows of 5 cubes, which is only 2 diagonal rows of 5 cubes, they all add up to 38. No number repeated. So I took the most perfect hexagon and converted it into a hypercube of sorts. And in the same concept of what I did for the flower of life, or the lotus of life, which I didn't find out was the lotus of life until after I experimented with a protractor making circles and made this. But in the same concept of this being held up to the light, and you can see the different constellations in it. Actually, you can't. Now you can see it. When held up to the light, the other side shows the constellations, or, and the way I'm going to use it, a connection of notes out of the 12 tones in the music. So with that same concept, on the reverse side of this, or in various pieces of papers lined up with this piece of paper held up to the light, we'll show various patterns where the hypotheses of these patterns are suspected to do certain things based off of those numbers within it. Now, I was thinking about doing a certain spiral out thing, which I have the numbers written down for. It'll be the exact number sequence of spiraling out the Kundalini into the third eye. And that's the kind of music I want to make that's going to project the essence of that. Make music that opens up your mind. That's the purpose of this cosmic music, as well as healing people and just going through cool, groundbreaking sonic experiments is the long-term goal of all this. What really fascinated me about projection geometry, and the first thing I seen was, I think, from Penrose, the famous man or woman, I'm not sure, I just remember the name Penrose, is able to create impossible 3D figures with two-dimensional drawings. That's the same way we can project our third-dimensional self into a higher dimension to make up one point in a bigger shape to divine things. That's at least some of my further conclusions about projection geometry. Also considering the very fact that someone can write a novel or write a story, and there's so many different ways to imagine the story transpiring and the plots and the settings and all that. That is one way of taking a two-dimensional thing, a two-dimensional art, to convey higher dimensional things, a whole timeline of things happening. Fourth dimensional, damn near. So to further fractalize musical possibilities, I've even considered this. Taking all of the aforementioned magic polyiamonds, correlating those hexagons within the perfect hypercube of sequences. Now that's a fractal phenomenon right there, and I bet the constellations would be killer coming from that. And also very curious on what they would sound like. If I ever had the patience, I would correlate it to it. Because just like these sum up to 25, 2 and 5 digital root 7 out of 12 outer cubes, this 7 within, 12 outside, Just like in the perfect magic square, it's composed of perfect magic squares of 7 by 7 charts within 12 by 12s. So it's a microcosm within a microcosm within a microcosm connected to another microcosm. Now that's fractalizing as heck. I don't know if I have the patience for it, but it's something I've definitely pondered while sipping on red wine. Combinatorialism. Everything is connected somehow. Learn how to connect all the arts into something grander. For the sake of everyone else, not really yourself. Do it for other people. But you got to figure it out first. It's just, without sharing it, it's useless. It's kind of what's considered cackle-daemonry or something like that. I don't even know. Points being, recreational mathematics, geometry, projection geometry, all this stuff can open up avenues in your imagination to do something actually creative and wholesome in the realm of art. And that's the whole point of at least all this various askew inferences that can become a substrata of a fractal map behind sonic things that can, you never know how they can affect you or someone else, how positive they can be. So, God bless.